said, you can count how many seeds are in an apple, but only God knows how many apples are in the seed. Yeah? And so this morning I want to get to the crux of my message, and I've titled it Blind Faith. Blind Faith. And we're going to look at the story. It's in Mark chapter 10, and we're going to begin in verse 46. Mark chapter 10, verse 46. And this is recorded in all three Gospels. And so when something is recorded three times, it means that it is not just something insignificant, but there is something significant to it. And actually, Mark chapter 10 is a wonderful chapter for you to read. Mark chapter 10 has a verse in it that says, with man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Come on, somebody, that's worth the price of admission this morning, is that with man, these things are impossible, but with God, all things are possible. If you heard nothing else, you could go home today full, saying, with man, it's impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Amen? Mark 10:46. Now they came to Jericho. Say Jericho. Shout Jericho. Jericho. We had some songs about the walls coming down. Now, that wasn't just by the Spirit. I had told Andrew that today I was going to be speaking about this. But Jericho is a shouting place. Shout Jericho. Jericho. Jericho is a shouting place. It's a place to shout. And as he went out of Jericho with his disciples, a great multitude of blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the road begging. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. He began to do what? He began to shout, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. So Jesus stood still and commanded him to be called. Then they went to the blind man, saying, be of good cheer, rise up, he's calling you. And throwing aside his garment, he rose and he came to Jesus. So Jesus answered him and said to him, what do you want me to do for you? And the blind man said to him, Rabboni, that I may receive my sight. Then Jesus said to him, go your way, your faith has made you well. And immediately he received his sight and he followed Jesus on the road. In the Gospel of Luke, we have the story a little bit expanded in that the crowd began to say to him, quiet down, man. Shut up, basically. Stop your crying. You're making a scene here. And he cried out all the louder. Blind people have social cues that sometimes people who can see don't have. For instance, you may be standing really close to a blind person and they're shouting to you, Jody, where are you? I need something from you. Right? He's right here. But because I'm blind, I can't see. So I'm yelling out like he's in some other room, right? So a blind man doesn't know the proximity of what is there, but a blind man is keenly aware and can hear the whispers of people. And I don't know about you, but sometimes you're more sensitive to the whispers of those that are around you. You're more sensitive to the things that you think people are thinking about you. You're more sensitive to the things that are unseen in the room around you, in the realm around you, than you are to the things that are seen. And you're living in this darkness, and you're living in this turmoil, and you're living in this place. You're living with something that you want rid of your life, but you're afraid to bring it out into the light. This message today is about blind faith. This message is about somebody who said, I am willing to take the turmoil that I am living in, the darkness that I am living in. I am through with it. I am done with it. I want nothing to do with it anymore. And there is one here who can change my life, and I'm not going to let him pass by like the rest of you, and I'm going to call out to him. I'm fed up with the way things have been in my life, and there is somebody that is coming by that I need to talk to who has an opportunity to change my life forever. Today I want to do something, and we don't have long, but Rick, will you help me out? Will you be my guinea pig? Did you peek in my bag that it was sitting here? Don't look, man. Don't look at my bag. All right. I'm going to make him blind right now. I'm going to blindfold him today. No. Boy, you got a big head. We're going to go rob a bank. Just kidding. Come over here. Okay. Huh?
Which way you want? I can feel you moving.
Oh, he can feel me moving, right? Sting like a bee. Right? Float like a butterfly. Okay. Can you see anything? How many fingers?
I can see a little bit.
How many fingers?
I can see your white shirt. That's all.
How many fingers?
I can't see.
Is my finger completely healed? Okay, good. All right. Still needs healing. All right. So Rick here is blind, and I'm going to have him identify a few objects in my goodie bag. Right? So the first object, here it is, right? Okay, don't say anything. All right. Can you identify this? A bottle of water. Has it been opened? Drinking from? No. It's full? What brand is it?
I have no clue what brand it is.
Okay. There are certain things that blind people know, but certain things that they cannot know because they lack something, right? There's a certain knowledge, all right? Good. All right. Nothing in it, okay?
Another glass, another empty glass.
Is it the same glass?
Yeah.
How many glasses do you have?
2.
He knows he has 2. He's blind, but he knows he has 2 glasses. 2 glasses, the same. Okay. Ball. Excellent.
Can of soda.
Okay.
Another can of soda.
Same can?
Okay, one beer.
No, those are a little longer, I think.
It's an identical can.
Identical can, but
As far as flavor,
he says he does not know. Okay, all right.
lemon.
Okay, very good. You're a good blind man. Okay, we're going to use a different sense other than touch now, all right? Other than touch, and I'm going to allow you to smell. Yeah, it's a little hard. Oh, it's so. My mouth. It's watering.
What is that?
You can't tell?
It smells like vanilla.
It smells like vanilla, everybody. It smells like vanilla. Okay, are you ready to go to the next level?
Sure.
Okay. Do you trust me to place something that is edible in your mouth?
Sure.
Okay.
Cookie. Vanilla cookie, right?
It's
Chocolate cookie.
wait, what kind?
It's an Oreo.
Oh, it's an Oreo. It's an Oreo. Ding. All right, try again. Sniff. Ooh. I'll move it. Get the booger off of there. No?
I can't.
You want to taste?
Yeah. It's another cookie. That's a sugar cookie.
Okay. Take a bigger bite. Yeah. Oh.
One with frosting on the top.
One with frosting on the top, which would be a what type of cookie?
Sugar.
Yeah. What holiday did we just come through?
Christmas cookie. Oh, Valentine.
I'm so sorry. Angela, Valentine's Day, did it come around your house? It made its way around ours. I'm not sure. Okay, good. All right. Media team, I've got a couple of sounds to identify. Let's see if he can identify sounds, all right? So just go ahead, play. Oh, sorry, Tegan, I sprung it on you, but your dad knows about it. All right. You got him? It's fine. Okay. That's an owl. Does the congregation agree with him that it's an owl? Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. There you go. Try again. Sounds like a pigeon. Okay. It's a desert dove. Okay. All right. Do you have another social cue? Play again. One more time.
Survey says that's
Yeah.
Family Feud.
Very good. All right. Last one.
Indian music.
Indian music, otherwise known as Native American music. Thank you. Very good, Rick. You did amazing. Oh, Rick, close your eyes.
Now what I get?
So you identified soda. What flavor? To drink both of them. You can eat the lemon. Okay, first, what kind? No, don't drink. Here, turn around and face them. You can't see them, but they can see you. It's kind of funny. Pinot Noir. A Merlot. Can't tell? How about this one?
Smells like root beer.
Ooh, smells like dirty feet. Okay, here, taste the one that's in your hand. Oof. He doesn't, listen, if he ever complains about your food not being good, it's okay. He doesn't taste.
Let me try that. Let me try a little more of that.
Wait, you have it in your hand.
No, this is the second one. You took the first one away.
Oh.
Try the first one again. I don't know.
Your taste buds, oh, Lord, Father, in the name of Jesus. I
tasted the cookie.
I didn't know. All right, you want to give a guess? The first one?
The first one, I would say it was not a dark one, I don't think. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
One of them tastes a little orangey.
Yes! Orange Crush, and the other one?
The other one, it smelled like root beer, but it didn't taste like root beer.
It was Dr. Pepper. Do you like either of them? Here. Oh, diet. It has a weird aftertaste. No, thank you? Huh? No, I might drink. I'm drinking. Good job, Rick. It's been proven. It's been proven. It's been proven. If you can't see, you can't taste. What you can't see, you can't taste. No, I'm just kidding. It's not really a factual thing. Don't write a paper on it. Blind people have social cues that people who can see don't have. And they are able to tune into things. You notice that, like survey said, he got Family Feud, right? It was up there. We could see it. We knew it because we saw it, but he heard it and saw it. He heard it and knew what it was, right? And so Bartimaeus is sitting there, and he's sitting by the roadside, and he hears a commotion of something that's happening, and he begins to ask his friends, hey, what's going on? What is all the commotion that I hear? Hey, what's going, you know what I mean? You know how they talk, right? Because they don't know if somebody's right there near or far. And they say, Jesus of Nazareth is going by. And so he says, Jesus of Nazareth is going by. I've heard about Jesus of Nazareth. I've heard things about this man that he can work miracles. I've heard that he healed a man who was born blind. Whew! That guy is coming by. That physician's coming by. That doctor's coming by. I need to make an appointment with that doctor. But I've also heard that not only is he from Nazareth, see, this was an appropriate way of identifying who he was, Jesus, right? It's like Jesus was a very popular name during those days because it was Yeshua. It was like Joshua. So everybody, you know what I mean? Like everybody was naming their kids after, the greats of Israel. And so this is Joshua, this is Yeshua, this is Yeshua from Nazareth, right? Not to be confused with Yeshua from Jericho or Yeshua from Nablus or Yeshua from Galilee or Yeshua, this is Yeshua from Nazareth. And Bartimaeus does an amazing thing here. He doesn't shout out, Jesus of Nazareth, have mercy on me. But he cries out, Son of David, have mercy on me. When he does that, he is shifting him from being a natural figure to being a messianic figure, and one is to come. He is speaking into existence one that he is looking for. Sometimes you just have to speak out the things that you can't see with your natural eye that you are longing for, because that which you speak out will be the reality of what you receive. David said, if I had not believed it, I would not have said it. But because I spoke it, I believed it. See, the devil comes and he tries to arrest your tongue. He tries to arrest your body. He tries to get you all bound up so that you can't speak out the things that you are actually needing. But today, there is a grace. Today, there is a window of opportunity. Today, the man of Galilee is walking by, and if we will cry out to him, he will come to us and ask us, what is it that you want me to do for you? And I love that Bartimaeus' response is Rabboni. Rabboni means teacher. And when Bartimaeus identifies Jesus as teacher, he is placing himself under the submission of his tutelage. In other words, what I am seeing in this is I am seeing that the world is God's classroom. And we are all in it. And some of us are renegades and punks. And we haven't submitted to the teacher. But when you call him Rabboni, he is the teacher, you're saying, you are one in authority over me. You don't know me because I haven't enrolled yet in your school, but I am making myself accountable to you. I am bringing myself under your authority. I want to be taught by you. I want to learn of you, and I want to receive. I have heard that if I ask you, you would heal me, and I could receive my sight. And so Bartimaeus gets up, and he throws off his cloak. He casts off his cloak. Now, scholars will tell you, and commentaries will tell you, that there was an appropriate garment for somebody, a beggar, to wear that would identify him as being one who was able to pan for money or beg, or that would say, this is his white cane, and it would identify him as, oh, he can't see, right? So if you're driving down the road and you see somebody crossing in the crosswalk with a white cane, you're not going to honk your horn you're going to stop and intervene, right? You're going to help out. And so this man, Bartimaeus, was wearing a cloak that identified him as being blind, but he got up and he threw off his cloak. In other words, he got up and he threw off who he was because he was coming to the one who he was hoping and believing was going to change who he was. So in other words, he got up in faith saying, I am not going back to this identity, I am going after a new identity. When we read this in context, we read that there was a rich man that came to Jesus along the way and asked him, how can anybody be saved? And he said, have you heard of the commandments? And the young man said, yes, and I have followed them, all of them, since my youth. And he says, and one thing you lack, sell everything you have, give it to the poor, pick up your cross, and follow after me. And the man went away sad because he had much. And Jesus said, I tell you the truth, it is difficult for a rich man to enter into the kingdom, or it is like a camel going through the eye of a needle, so it is for a rich man to be saved, because he trusts in himself. And the rich man who had everything was unwilling to throw it off, but the blind man who had nothing threw everything off and went and pursued after the one who could change everything. Today, what I'm getting at is that you may have a lot of stuff, and you may be trusting in a lot of things, and I'm not after your things. I don't care about your things. Neither does God care about your things. Neither does he think that because you're rich, you're too snobbish to get in. He just says it's difficult for you to trust because you trust in a lot of other things. And so the crux of what I'm trying to get at today is that we have to have blind faith in order to be able to receive what Jesus wants to offer us. It doesn't come by our intellect. It doesn't come by our purchase. It doesn't come on our own. But we have to tap into another sense. And I'm telling you that you have more senses, that you have the ability to be able to discern truth beyond just being able to see it with your eyes. Rick was able to identify things based on experience, by touch, by smelling, by hearing, by tasting. He had other abilities, but there are things that God wants us to identify that we have to discern spiritually, and that we have to believe by faith. So, blind faith. Bartimaeus gets up and says, I want nothing to do with the identity. And my question to us today is, what cloak are we still wearing after having met Jesus? What identity, what identifies you? What shame are you still wearing today that you brought along as like a little security blanket on your journey with Jesus? He's saying, shed that, pick up your cross, and follow after me. And I tell you, he who has left everything will gain the whole world. But he who's trying to gain the whole world is going to lose it all. That's how it is. It's simple. God is big, but he's not complicated. That's what I feel like our message and our mandate is to make the gospel simple. I was talking about Lenora with this message. She objected to one of my comments on it, but what came out of that conversation was simple isn't easy. And easy never is easy, but it gets easier. The more you do it, the easier it gets. The more you yield to him, the easier it gets. So Bartimaeus is sitting by the roadside, and he is being conditioned by the opinion of the people that are around them. Are you being conditioned? Are you being stagnated by the things that other people say about you? This becomes very personal to him. He's the only one crying out. Everybody else wants to ask him the perfect question. But he is the only one that is able to stop Jesus in his tracks. Do you recognize what stopped Jesus in his tracks is a man's need? A man's greatest need, his sickness, stopped him in his track. Jesus wasn't looking for a blind man to heal so that he could prove that he had power to heal. He wasn't looking for that. He was on his way from Judea, from the other side of the Jordan. He was coming through Jericho and going up to Jerusalem because he was about to give his life. He wasn't looking for another ministry gig. But one that was sitting there was like, Son of David, Messiah, have mercy on me. He didn't know he was the Messiah yet. How did he know except by the Spirit of God that was testifying on the inside of him, that was starting to conjure up inside of him? Hey, here's your moment of opportunity to cry out to the one. He is near you. Cry out. Come on, Bartimaeus. We used to sing a song in Spanish at all the crusades. El hombre de Galilea va pasando, va. El hombre de Galilea va pasando, va. Y déjalo que te toque, y déjalo que te toque, y déjalo que te toque, y recibe su bendición. Déjalo que te toque, déjalo que te toque, déjalo que te toque, y recibe su bendición. Gloria a Dios. The man of Galilee is going by. The man of Galilee is going by, and let him touch you, and let him touch you, and let him touch you, and receive a blessing. And receive his blessing. It's simple. The man of Galilee is passing by. Let him touch you. Let him touch you. Let him heal you. What are you saying, Pastor? Is that he's going to heal your life? I'm saying something so much better than that. I'm saying that he is going to remove the blindness of your heart that is on the inside of you, that has you sitting in a pile of darkness and has you cloaked with an identity that is not the identity that he gave you. He is inviting you to say, hey, I will shred that off. You can shred that off. Come to me. I am the Messiah. I am the one who has saved you. I am the one who has redeemed you. I will heal you, and you will be my follower. He has given you so much. He has given you, but we got to have blind faith. I was thinking the other day, I wonder if other people know what I'm thinking on the inside. And I'm afraid to put that out there. Because what if they really are seeing what's on the inside, but they're not saying what they're seeing on the inside? But I'm afraid of revealing what's on the inside. Do you see the quandary that we find ourselves in? I don't know. But Bartimaeus said, I don't care what I know or what I don't know, man. I'm coming free of this thing today. This thing is coming out. I'm going to expose it to the light, and I'm going to be changed. And because the ultimate goal of all of us is not that we get our healing, but the ultimate goal is that all of us join Bartimaeus in following Jesus. That's the goal. If you want to know what we're supposed to do, what am I supposed to do with my life? Follow Jesus. Why? Because he's going to tell you what you need to do so that you can minister to somebody else and bring him into the fold, so that you can sow a seed, because somebody else is going to come along and is going to water that seed, and somebody else is going to cultivate that seed. We got to follow after him. We want to be followers of Jesus. We got to have blind faith. And blind faith says, I don't care what they're saying about me. I don't care what they're saying around me. I don't care what the noise is. I don't care how they've labeled him, Jesus of Nazareth. I'm appealing to his messianic name. I'm declaring, I'm separating myself right now. He's not just a historical figure, and there may be some here that say, what's the big deal? Is Jesus the main character of the New Testament? Is he some dude that lived a long time ago? Is he just an important character in history, or is he truly the Son of God? Because if he is the Son of God, came and lived a righteous life, died on the cross for our sin, rose from the dead again, and is able to change our lives, then that is a higher power than we have ever dealt with in the natural, and it is here to stay forever. And the Word of God says that if we believe in our heart, confess with our mouth that Jesus is Lord, to them He gave the right to become sons of God. And so there is a supernatural power that then is activated in your life. And suddenly, what was impossible with man, and when we begin to walk with the one who can do all things, then impossible situations begin to change. And that's what we're really after, is seeing the impossible made possible. Commentary says that this was the only one that followed Jesus immediately. Only blind person that got up and followed him by blind faith. Said, I've already decided. I've already made my decision to go. Jesus, when he called the disciples, he said, come and I will make you fishers of men. Come and I'm going to make you fishers of men. A fishing net has holes in it on purpose. You wouldn't want to dip a tarp into the water to try to catch fish and try to pull it out. It would be very heavy, it would be inconvenient, and it wouldn't accomplish what it's supposed to do. So what are you saying, Pastor Tim? What I'm saying is you only see part of the picture on purpose. There's got to be holes in what you see, because it's got to go through you. And you got to extract that which he's trying to rescue up out of the sea, out of the dark places, out of those places that have been abandoned, out of those places that your natural eye can't see. A fisherman drops a net into a depth that he cannot see and hope that he's going to grab that which he cannot see with his eyes, but he believes in his heart that is there. And so he throws a net down and he brings it back up. And because there are holes in the net, the water, the environment that the fish is in stays in the environment, but that which he is trying to extract out of the environment is lifted up out because there are holes in the net, because there are things that it can't see, and so it brings it up. And what I'm trying to say to you is that sometimes your faith is blind like a net on purpose. You don't see what it's going to accomplish, but he says, drop it down. Okay, what are we going after? What you can't see. Okay, I don't understand how it works. Okay, I'm in control. I'm using you as a net to bring forth a mighty harvest because I'm making you fishers of men. Oh, blind faith is what he is after. And so I'm here to encourage the saints, those that have been laboring and who have been doing things and have not seen yet what God is doing in your life. I'm saying keep on doing it, because you're going to see a mighty harvest in your life of extracting that out. And as Jesus goes by, the man of Galilee goes by, let him touch you. Let him heal you. Put yourself under his authority. Jesus, that I might receive my sight. Pastor Zane has been talking to us out of Ephesians. I pray that the eyes of your heart and of your understanding be enlightened. That's what he wants. He wants to come and to touch the eye of your heart so that you can see not darkness, but you can follow the light of the world. Let's pray. Jesus, man. Oh. Jesus, we have so much need of you. We're wearing identities that have kept us bound. We're bound by the opinions and the ideas and the comments of others. We have conditions. We have conditions that we've grown hopeless that can change. But today, as you come near, there's something on the inside of us. And the only thing I know to describe it as is blind faith. Something that reaches out and grabs hold of the one who's walking by. Jesus, today, free us. Jesus, today, don't pass us by. Jesus, today, don't be natural to us. Be supernatural to us. Be the Son of God. You are the Son of God who came to save us from our sin. Save us, Lord. Save us from our condition. Save us from our rituals. Save us from the things that we have been bound from or bound by. Save us, Jesus. Be the anointed one. Deliver us. Have mercy on us. Give us what we don't deserve. We're not deserving of it. We can't earn it. But we long for it. And I thank you that you're not a God that comes and says, I'll offer it as a window shopping and leaves us longing for it. But you say you'll come to us. So Jesus, I say today, let us leave here changed. Today, let us leave here different. Today, let the natural experience the supernatural. God, we're all blind. We know a few things because we've experienced a few things, but we want to experience you so much more. And we want to follow after you with all of our hearts. And so today, as we close, I just want to invite you. Maybe there's some of you here today that need to ask Jesus into your heart for the very first time. Maybe this is the first time it's made sense. Maybe you've been walking with Him for a long time, but you need Him to heal your sight. You've been in darkness. You've been trapped in hopelessness or in an identity that has defined you, in a cloak, a clothing, a wrap, a shawl that has identified you as something other than how He wants to identify you. You want to move from being a blind beggar to being a person of blind faith following after Him. I want to invite you to come and to join me as we close with this song. Andrew, just lead us. And if you want to come, just come up here. Come up here into the altars and say, Jesus, I want you. Come on.
The atmosphere is changing now, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. The evidence is all around, for the Spirit of the Lord is here. Overflow in this place, fill our hearts with your love, your love.
want to walk with blind faith, following after you. And God, I pray that for each of us, there come a moment in the next 7 days, we find ourselves in our cars, in our prayer closet, in our home, in our cubicle, where you come walking by. And it just hit us. This is my moment. And we would be shouting people. God, I pray that you would see our heart when we shout. And we're desperate for you, and we're also so longing for you. It's not out of desperation, it's just out of so much desire for you. And I pray that we would walk not in knowledge, but that we would walk in experience, because something has changed in our hearts. A darkness has left, and vision begins to emerge, and our lives are totally, radically changed. I feel like, church, there is a truth that you're going to begin to walk in that's experiential knowledge, but it's this truth that's unshakable. I almost want to say it's like a rail on the railroad that just is certain. You just click into it and you're going to go. And as you go, you're going to work miracles. As you go, you're going to work miracles. Barb, you have a word for us? Yeah?
During the worship, the Lord spoke 2 words to me. The first one, he says, whatever you decree, it shall be. And if we open our mouth and decree a thing, it shall be done. And the second part was, God says, I want you to come up and see from my perspective the things that I'm doing in the earth. So our eyes could be opened. I had no idea what he was going to preach. But those are the things that God desires for us. We need to see from his perspective. It's a lot higher than ours. It's that blind faith. You just got to step out not knowing where you're going, except the word is a light and a lamp. And as we go, we follow Jesus, who is the light.
God bless you this morning. If you need prayer, prayer partners will be available. Not that there already hasn't been ministry, but my God, if you need more, we're here to partner with you. We love you. We believe God is for you. Have a wonderful, great week. Young adults, don't leave. We're going to Smash Burger over at Santan for all of you old folks that want to join us there.